Hello, my sweet friends. Shurma here. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm so glad you chose to stop by my channel and spend some time with me today. This video is going to be very special. Firstly, I'm going to share with you how to create these artistic florals in one stroke style painting. But there's much more. I will also tell you how to create amazing florals with another medium of painting. Today's video happens to be a beautiful collaboration with my artist friend, Miss Komali. Now, this tutorial can be a bit longer than usual because there is a lot to learn. But I would be very happy if you choose to stick around with me till the end. So then, let's paint some artistic florals in purple. Now this video has been divided into 5 chapters for your convenience. So the first chapter happens to be preparing the background for the painting, and the material list is right here. To start with, I have a white watercolor paper which is 3.7 by 5 inches in size, and I have dropped some liquid watercolor, purple and yellow, on it. You can see the watermarks over there, so this is how watercolor looks on a watercolor paper. You can also see the watercolor splatters here and there. Interesting, isn't it? Alright, so next I take some gold acrylic color on a plastic sheet, and I have a stencil and a piece of foam, and I'm doing some stenciling on the watercolored background. There you go. Do you see those beautiful gold dots over the watercolor background? That brings us to chapter number 2, that is creating the florals in one stroke style of painting, and here is the palette for the florals. Permanent rose, deep magenta, white acrylic and yellow acrylic. And I have a flat brush number 6 which I am dipping in permanent rose and white. So this is double loading of the brush, and I'm blending the colors well for great results. Next, I go ahead and pick up the flat brush number 4, and I have dipped it in deep magenta and thereafter yellow, and I have created a very loose form of the floral which I am going to create today. Then I go ahead and pick up my flat brush number 6, dip it in white and permanent rose, and start creating the first layer of the florals, which is going to be a rose. And I'll have a couple of them over here. Please follow me as I try to create the rose flower in one stroke style of painting. One stroke painting happens to be a decorative painting technique wherein double and multi-loading of the brush is used to achieve highlights, shadows and color changes in one stroke of the brush. And what kind of colors do we use for this technique, you might ask? So then let me tell you that we use acrylic colors for one stroke style of painting. So you see, the watercolored background is sporting acrylic florals. So these are two different mediums of paintings. One is watercolor and the other one is acrylic. Now watercolors will have a very dreamy effect on paper, whereas acrylics are bold, as you can see, and they are more shinier as compared to watercolor, which is more dreamier. Here I am trying to create the outer petals of the rose flower. Whenever I want some highlights on the petals, then I go ahead and pick up more of white on the brush. Once I'm done with the first flower, I go ahead and try to create the second one. And the technique remains the same. These are all acrylic colors which I'm using right now over a watercolored background. I would like to introduce you to another medium with which we can create beautiful paintings, and that is called gouache. Let me tell you a little more about this new medium. Now, gouache happens to be opaque watercolor. It is made up of water, a binder, and natural pigments. Gouache combines the exciting characteristics of watercolor and acrylic paints. Gouache as a medium is loved because it is vibrant and it dries very quickly with a matte finish and does not reflect light, unlike acrylic paints, which you can see in action right here. Gouache has a bolder, flatter color laydown, more like acrylics, but it cannot be applied thickly to create any kind of texture, or else it will crack when it dries. On the other hand, acrylic colors can be used in various layers and still it will remain as vibrant as ever. You will see that I use various layers to create a single flower, and it does not crack at all. So that is the main difference between gouache and acrylics. As I mentioned earlier, today's video tutorial is a beautiful collaboration with my artist friend, Miss Komali. She happens to be an engineer by education but an artist by passion. She started her art journey to relieve stress. So art for her is actually a stress buster, and she has started experimenting with different art forms and she's loving this journey. So here you can see Komali making florals with gouache as the medium of painting. She has created an amazing letter art with artistic florals in purple. There you go. Can you see how beautiful and vibrant it is? We had decided to use the same set of colors for our projects, and I must say, Komali, that this is an amazing piece of art. So friends, now you can see how gouache looks on paper and what beautiful florals you can create with gouache. Thank you, Komali, for sharing your creation with the world. And that brings us to the chapter number 4, that is to create the foliage for the one-stroke style of artistic florals in purple. Here is the palette for the foliage. I have deep green, olive green, yellow, bamboo green, dark brown, and white acrylic, and a flat brush number 6, which I am loading with 2 colors at present, yellow and olive. Next, I go ahead and pick up a liner brush and I'm just dropping some acrylic colors, a mix of deep green, bamboo green and olive around the edges of the rose flowers. Next, I pick up dark brown on my liner brush and I'm creating some stems. Now I have a flat brush number 6 in hand and I have loaded it with bamboo green, white and olive green, and I'm creating one stroke style of amazing leaves. Remember, I am using acrylic colors for this particular style of painting. If you happen to be new to one stroke style of painting and you would like to know more about the technique, then I would encourage you to visit my past videos, and I would be very happy to drop some of the links in the description box below. Next, I create some buds with flat brush number 4, and I have white and permanent rose on it. These are little rose buds. Next again, I go ahead and pick up my flat brush number 6, load it with the mix of greens and create some leaves here and there. That brings us to the concluding chapter. Once I was happy with the panel, I went ahead and mounted it on a white note card. You will see in a bit. There you go. And that's a wrap on today's project. Hope you enjoyed watching me paint the artistic florals in purple in one stroke style of painting. Here you can see my painting alongside my fellow artist and dear friend Komali's awesome creation, and I hope I have been able to match up to her beautiful work of art. Did you have fun watching this video? Let me know in the comment box below, and I would be very happy to read your thoughts. Please click on the suggested videos towards the end of this particular one, and it will lead you to more interesting floral painting videos. Do connect with me on my social media handles, and it would be a great pleasure to be in touch with you. Appreciate your watching till the end, and we'll be back very soon with more interesting floral painting videos. Till then, stay tuned. Bye-bye.